everybody. So I'm going to do a review of 2 episodes in one. It's a new show called Grown and Gospel. And I'm going to do a quick recap of episode 1, and that will bring us into episode 2, which is more in depth. So here are the cast members of this show. So we have Kim Staten. Well, she used to be Kim Staten Hammond, former wife of Fred Hammond, and she's also the mother of Brienne, right? Darius Hammond, who is the adopted brother of Brienne, and their mother adopted him when he was younger. Nakia Cole Beach. Jay Brooks, who is the brother of Tasha. Tasha Page Lockhart, and all these people are gospel greats, by the way. Elijah Connor, I have to laugh because he is just a mess, honey. Oh my goodness. Brienne Hammond, I love her. I love how sweet she is. She is the daughter of gospel great Fred Hammond. Okay. And Shayna Wilson Williams. And we also have Dorinda Clark Cole, who is Nakia's mother. So in this first episode, Brienne's mother and younger brother, they come over to the house, and then they recap, and she's telling her mother about how she wants to get back into the music business, you know, and how not having the best relationship with her father has, in my opinion, negatively affected her music career, you know. So she has come back to Detroit. I guess she had left for a while, and now she's back in Detroit trying to start a music career. And all the other cast members are trying to help her. And Elijah, with his crazy self, he tries to help her too, but the way he's helping her is disrespectful, in my opinion. It's a lot with this boy. In fact, somebody nicknamed him Elijah Does Too Much Connor. Imagine someone gives you that nickname. Like, at that point, you need to stop, right? So Jay Brooks and I believe it might have been Tasha, they went to this Coney Island restaurant. This restaurant, well, I think they serve like Coney Island style hot dogs. It looked pretty good. I'm not a hot dog person, but they look pretty good. The only hot dogs I really like are Sabrett, because I feel like most hot dogs don't really have flavor. They just have, I just taste salt. I don't see the big woo-ha with hot dogs. I don't run to hot dog carts. I like hot sausages. First, I like hot food, and then they have more, sausages have more flavor. So you more than likely will see me eating a hot sausage. And that's just me, you know. And so that's his sister. Tasha is Jay Brooks' sister. They're discussing how they're going to help Brienne get into the music business and have to do it without the help of her father. Which is messed up, in my opinion.
Exit to left.
I don't feel some type of way that was me. Like, what? So they all decide, okay, they all decide they're going to have a party, and Jay Brooks didn't tell them that Brienne was coming. But Brienne, you know, knew that Jay Brooks invited her, and she was nervous. She didn't know how everybody would receive her because it's been a while. She probably knew they were judgmental too, you know. And then in one scene, we have Dorinda Cole, and she's speaking to her daughter Nikki about her birthday that's coming up. And at first, Nikki wasn't really interested in celebrating because her husband is locked up. But from the jail, her husband is actually trying to put together a party for her. And that was a party that we see at the end that Brienne was invited to. So Brienne shows up at the party, and immediately the main people that started judging her were Tasha and Elijah. So Tasha said, oh, she looked Salvation Army-ish. And like, you know, like she was looking kind of homely. And then Elijah was like, oh, she's looking plain Jane. What happened to her long hair? So they're both like judging her. And then Tasha was, you know, was being fake nice to her after she had just judged her. So that was my least favorite part of the first episode. I still kind of like the show. Yeah, and they were just judging her. I didn't like that part. Like, how do you know, just because she's not wearing her hair your way? I'm like, oh wow, so judgmental. And it turns out these are the two people. These are the two people that are trying to help her in the second episode. So from that moment right there, I was just like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be liking Tasha and Elijah too much, you know. Like, we can't be too judgmental out here, you know. Yeah, so this first episode ends with everybody seeing Brienne back for the first time, and you know, some of them judging her, some of them not, and then you know, her just being at the party. And then now we're going to segue into the second episode. Now we get to the second episode, and Bree is supposed to meet up with Elijah and Tasha at this store or boutique in Detroit. Actually, she was only supposed to meet up with Tasha, but Tasha took it upon herself to invite Elijah. I don't know why, because she turned around and said, hey, you know, this could go left. And my thing is that, well, if you feel like that, then why did you invite him? You know, this is also, you know, this is not the first time I've heard of someone inviting someone that has an abrasive personality and knowing how they are and inviting them anyway. If you know that Elijah has a tendency to make things go left, or he's abrasive, or he kind of like puts people off with the things that he says, why did you invite him? But somebody's going to tell this man off. I already don't like how he was judging her at the end of episode 1. I like it, and the cut, the way she has a cut looks really good on her. She's good for short hair. She looks very good in short hair. Now I've seen her with long hair. She does look good in long hair to me. So to me, some people look good in any hair length, but I really like her with the short hair. She's rocking it. I don't care what Elijah says. He's wrong. He's blind. He can't see it. So she got there, and Tasha was like judging her too. Like I guess she was just saying like, oh, she looks like a librarian, an accountant. You know, all those little, those jobs, those are not little jobs where you have to come to work, making sure you're groomed, which I feel like you should come outside looking groomed anyway. And she's dressed very nice. I like the fact that Brienne lives within her means, because she had to tell Elijah, look, I like my Forever 21 jacket. I like it. I said, girl, I like Forever 21 too. Like, okay, there's no pretense here. I didn't like how he was taking off her scarf, and he wanted her to put on this mink coat. And these little mink coats ain't the end all be all. These little mink coats ain't the cutest things. Maybe I'm just not a mink coat fur person like that, but these things ain't cute like that. It's fixed in a hairstyle where it's staying in place, because if you look at Tasha's hair, her hair is staying in place. You know, she tamed her stuff her way, and Brienne's hair, even though it's natural, is short and it's staying close to her head, and so her hair is tamed her way. So why is it okay for you to wear your hair the way, you know, why is it okay for Tasha to wear her hair the way she wants, and to tame it and to keep it, you know? I feel like Tasha's the way Tasha is dressed and how she's dressed nicely for her size, and she got her makeup and her hair done, I think she's reserved too. And plus, she's a member of the church. Is she not reserved? Here you judging Brienne, and you saying that she's all closed up and closed off, and when you're a member of the church, you kind of do have to close up and close off a little bit. You can't be out here cussing. You can't be out here wilding. You can't be out here doing all types of, you know, corrupt activity and things like that. I don't understand how you're coming for Bree when, you know, you guys are both reserved and well-kempt. You know, it's just Bree's but more well-kempt in her way, and you're well-kempt in your way. So, you know, they need to stop coming at Bree. I'm like, they're all reserved in some type of way. They're all looking sort of librarianish, accountantish to me, because Tasha looks like the regular female accountant that I see when I walk into a CPA firm or an accounting firm. She looks like the regular librarian that I see because I do go to libraries, because I do reading books is one of my fortes. So I do go to libraries a lot. What I'm about to say, what happened to him next. So before he got to the arena or the venue where he's like shooting this music video at, he was in his house saying how he's stressed, he's really stressed out, and how he does kind of like put extra stress and pressure on himself. I think his body is stressed out from everything that he's trying to do, and I think he's also kind of like stressed himself out a little, you know, from putting extra pressure on himself. Plus the fact that he's starting to the material that he has on is kind of like making him hot, and all of those factors contributed to this. This boy done passed out. This boy done passed out on stage. At first they thought he was all joking, because at first Jay Brooks was like, "Boy, get up," and no, like he was really laid out, and they had to call an ambulance and stuff. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I hope he makes it out of this thing okay. My thing is that in the next segment, Bree is saying, well, not paying attention to your body and your vital health signs and doing too much can cause you to fall out. And my thing is, this is the pot calling the kettle black. How can you be out here giving advice to people and telling people what they're doing wrong, and telling Bree that she has to change what she's doing, and she has to change her mindset, but you're doing things which cause you to pass out? Because at the first moment when he first felt like, but pushing yourself to get through the video was the wrong thing to do, because now you didn't get through the video. And at first he didn't even remember falling out, because he said he didn't remember it. So we get to the next segment. I am not laughing. So we get to the next part, and it's Bree's birthday party. And I believe she was throwing a party, and the only people that showed up were the cast members. None of her family members showed up. So she sang for them, let them know her voice is good enough to be, the star that she's trying to be. And so she sang to them, and they gave her a cake and stuff like that. They gave her some presents. I think Tasha gifted her with some money. They gave her some presents. Tasha gifted her with some money, which is good because she can go buy what she wants and needs. And Elijah gifted her with these beautiful Yves Saint Laurent shoes with the money symbol on the back. Okay, so I'm all for shoes and stuff like that, but why does the money symbol have to be on the back? I understand that that's one of the designs of Yves Saint Laurent shoe, but why would that be the shoe that you give her? Because you already, got this girl feeling like, she's cheap or something. Because she had to tell him that she likes her boots from Ross, and she likes her, Yves Saint Laurent's clothing, but she, not Yves Saint Laurent, well, whatever designer clothing she has on, is good enough for her, and I get it. So I don't like, and I get it, so I don't like what Elijah did, because it's just disrespectful. So he had been poking at her all night. At one point, he put a paper plate on top of her head, trying to push her hair down. So I guess her hair is too big for him, even though she doesn't have much hair. Her hair is not sticking out into an afro. It's not all over the place. It's actually cut to a certain style, and it actually stays in that style. So I don't like the fact that he was pushing down her head, and she even had to take his hand off her head. So next thing we know, Elijah took his finger and stuck it in her cake. On top, it was just so nasty, on top of that, he took her boots, that she bought from Ross, threw her boots in the garbage. Now, why would you do that? And she came out, and when he realized that he put her boots in the trash, she just started crying. Because that was messed up of him. And at this point, he done gone too far, And she had to walk out of her own birthday party because she was so upset, because Elijah is just being an idiot at this point. Why are you doing all these things? All you're doing is offending her, because she is what she is. And when she got to her car, the two ladies that were there, Nikki and Tasha, they were trying to talk to her and stuff. So when Nikki and Tasha approached her car and asked her, like, hey, what's really going on? She's like, listen, this just feels like, just to summarize what she said, it feels like when her dad disapproved of her choices and stuff like that. Like, if her choices and her looks wasn't good enough, right? And this is the same thing that Elijah did, He just felt like her page wasn't good enough. I guess she was trying to change it, but the way he did it was more offensive. I'm offended for her, but that's just ridiculous. He needs. So what everything that Elijah did was so disrespectful, and and it just showed her a second example of another man in her life who doesn't approve of her choices. Because who does he think he is? And I didn't like him from the first episode. I was trying not to be so harsh on him, but I do not like this man. I do not like this man. Who does he think he is? First of all, he's not even the best looking that I've ever seen. He has on a mink. I don't have anything against mink coats, but you have to know how you look in society, and you have to know that everything that you do isn't right, and your style of wearing clothes isn't the only right style. And the nerve of him to throw someone else's belongings up in the garbage. I'm like, listen. And then on top of that, so she's already feeling away. Then when she gets to the party, Tasha was like, she looks Salvation Army-ish. At first I didn't know what she meant. Then I thought, don't the Salvation Army, don't they serve the homeless? Oh, so you're trying to say she look homely. Yeah, so that was the last part of the second episode. It ends with Brienne walking out crying. I would have been crying too. He is so disrespectful. And how the ladies, they did say something to him, like, why would you throw her shoes in the garbage? Those are her shoes, her boots. And then it ends with them comforting her at her car and trying to console her. And so that was the end of the review of the first and second episodes. Let me know what you guys think. You guys be watching the show, be checking for more episodes. And thank you for watching.